Hey, Lotto family, it's me, Will, coming to you live. It is Saturday, March 26th, 8:33. I wanted to talk about Pick 5 again, so let's get into it. Family, you've heard me talk about times drawn before, and you've also heard me communicate why it's so powerful for Pick 3. Um, I really wish I had time to devote to all states because I know the same thing is happening. But anyway, let's just get into it. I want you to see something here because there's a lot of data, and I mean it's good. I think having more data is better than having a low data. Low data. More data is better than low data because I think it gives you ways you can correlate all this information and have it make sense. So let me get to the point. Let me really get to the point. Times drawn is Times drawn is probably one of the most powerful tools with my lotto data. Again, and it's not my data. Um, it's your data. It's data that's presented in a way that allows you to see things that you didn't know were happening before. Now I get it. Some of the not non-subscribers, but some of the non-course subscribers have asked me, well, there's a couple of things I don't understand. I'm not getting it. And family, I get it. If you're not like, let's say you have a job and you're, I don't know, you're a doctor or something or a nurse. It may take a shift uh, a little bit to really start seeing what's happening. But I promise you, if you just allow your mind to expand just a bit, you'll see what's happening. I'm gonna talk about it again. So the way times drawn works is this: there are some numbers that naturally coalesce or hang out with each other, right? So for Pick 5, the top numbers that you can get are 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I'll show it to you. And I'm going to go quickly here. If I can get back up to the top, Pick 5 always has a lot of data. So it's always, it always seems like it's a lot. So you see the very first number, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's a Pick 5 possibility. And then you have 99999. That's also a Pick 5 possibility. What I'm communicating, these numbers are so spread out. The range is so spread out. You'll see that they start to group, and it's not just by sums that they group, because I know this is a sums sort of data offering. You're looking at sums here, but where I'm really going with this, when you look at it by times drawn, I'm going to switch to that. I think you'll see it a little better, and still go a little fast here. When you look at it by times drawn, it makes more sense, or it should. So even here, right? These numbers that have been drawn 2 times, if you really start to take a look at them, some of these numbers are really hard to come by. Like the game Pick 5 has been out since 2016, but you'll see some numbers since that time have only been drawn 2 times, right? And there's a reason for that. If you look at them, some of them are like double doubles. Like here's two zeros, here's two twos, here's 2 9s, here's 2 3s. You see that? There's a reason for that. But then you get to a number like these fours, for example, and you start going up in terms of how many times they've been drawn. You'll see it. They start to become a little more singular. See how like 0, 1, 3, 4, 5 over here has occurred. 0, 1, 3, 4, 9 has also occurred 4 times. Here's where I'm going, family. This is the times drawn for this month. This is the profile just for this month. So the numbers over here have all been drawn twice. but they came from the one times drawn profile. Let me make sure you guys are getting this. If you see a number here in the column of times drawn, if you see it here now, that means it's been drawn two times. Does that make sense? Yes, it makes sense. It means that these numbers, every number you see over here, has been, even these numbers have been drawn twice in the history of the Pick 5 game. However, when you see that over here, it also means that these numbers had to at one point been drawn at least one time. So even though you see them over here in the times drawn column of two, where they really came from was this big column, right? They came from here. And that's a lot of numbers to consider. Every number over here has been drawn at least one time. And if you look at that, that's 475 numbers. That's a lot of numbers. So we don't want to focus on anything that gives us a lot of numbers. The strategy is to focus on the ones that don't give us a lot of numbers. And if we scroll down, we'll see there's a couple of them that do that. For example, I'll sort of go up and down a little bit, and you'll start to see it. For example, if I looked at 10, look at how many numbers we're talking about, family. Four, right? But we know if it was in the four column, it had to come from this nine column, right? But even still, if it came from the nine column, right? Look how many numbers that was. That's 15. That was 15 total numbers that I had to consider, right? Does that make sense? If it's in the 10 column, if you see two entries in the 10 column, that means to get to the 10 column, it had to come from the 9 column. And if you look at the 9 column right here, there's only 15 numbers that you had to consider. If I were to remove these, now it's only 11 numbers that you had to consider. The same with this guy here, 5. If I looked at the numbers in the 5 column, that's a little still too rich for me. Five, to consider five numbers, not five numbers, but to consider 94 numbers. That's still a little too rich. So if I kept it around this band here of like 12, I'm gonna here. Let me deselect everything and show you. If I kept it right around this little sweet spot here, let me go up a little bit, show you guys a little bit better. If I kept it right around this little sweet spot of 12, 10, maybe even 11, look how many numbers I'm talking about, family. Y'all see that? Look how many numbers I'm talking about. But here's what's even more powerful about that. It's a small list of numbers, but they hang out together. It means if you see one number that comes out from times drawn, and then it's coming from one profile, like let's say it came from an 8 profile or something, the next number shortly after that is also going to be around that short list profile. That's just how it works. It's one of the beauties of normal distribution. It's basically saying I'm going to keep this order in place. I'm gonna still churn out numbers, but only if it's closely tied with the one that's also been drawn for that times drawn profile. I hope you guys got that. I know that kind of I said a little bit with that, but it's still it's still consistent. Let me show you what it looks like with the truth table for this month, and I think you'll understand it a little bit better. Switch it to the truth table, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, and then I think you'll see it a little better. So, for example, again, we're on Pick 5, and I want to show you a times drawn of 89105. You see the times drawn of 12 right there? See how that came out on the 24th? So if you saw that and you said, "Oh man, whoa," Will told me these times drawn stick together. So this came out of 12, right? That means it had to come from 11. So if I wanted to find the next win, all I have to do, and I don't care, I don't even care about the sums. If I wanted to find the next win, all I have to do is play what was the last one in 11 and look at it. Because it matched the 12, see how the 12s match? See the dates? See how the dates are like one right after each other? You see why times drawn is so powerful? You see how you see the dates, you see them close together, right? You see the times drawn, they're close together. They follow each other. So look, 8917, 89105. You're looking at that and you're like, man, there's that number has no correlation whatsoever with this winning number. Yes, it does. If you now that be, now you have a data tool that shows you, yes, 89105. I don't know why, but it is directly correlated with 25379. And the reason I'm showing you this here is because of this guy. See that? 23579, which was a winner. You guys are getting it? You see how simple that was? Um, do yourself a favor and hit me up if you want to learn a little bit more about it. I still have some openings for the course. I'm even considering sort of like a modified course structure. You guys let me know. I just wanted to share that with you. Times drawn is super powerful, family. Take care.